And for an update on what's happening with buju banton, we're pleased to be joined by his attorney at law, David Oscar Marcus. Good morning, Mr. Marcus.
Good morning. How are you all?
We're fine, fine. How is Buju doing this morning?
He's hanging in there. You know, it's very difficult. They have him in a jail, which is terrible conditions here. But his spirits are very high, and he's excited to get to trial. We want to show everybody that he didn't do anything wrong, that he didn't commit these crimes, and you know the judge set the trial for March, so we're going to get ready for that March trial date.
Will he remain in jail until March?
Well, that's a good question. We don't know the answer to that yet. It depends on immigration. You know, we have a crazy system over here where, you know, they say they presume you innocent until proven guilty, except for immigration. They presume you guilty, so they've revoked his visa. Mm-hmm. And so if we post bond over here in the criminal court, immigration authorities will snatch him up and put him in even worse conditions because the immigration jail is really awful. So we're working with immigration to see if there's any way we can get him a immigration bond, but that's very, very difficult.
Two quick things then. You mentioned the conditions under which he's now being held. What are those conditions?
He's in a city jail. It's called Pinellas County Jail. They don't have a federal prison in the city he's in, so they put him in a state prison, and he's with a lot of just common criminals. So it's really awful. But like I said, Buju is such a good guy. He's already made friends with everybody, and even the guards, and you know, people are being nice to him. He's not in any danger or anything like that, so that's good.
David, crazy question. Of course, you know that with his visa having been revoked, then of course he would have no status, no legitimacy in the United States. Given that the conditions as they are for him in custody, is it conceivable that he could be released on bond and then take up residence maybe at the consulate offices, meaning that he would
at his house in Tamarack, Florida?
Exactly. Could that be a possibility?
You know, they should do that, and you guys, of course, raise reasonable alternatives, but the system here is just so tough on people who don't have proper immigration status. And so we need to get him his immigration status back so that he can go to his house and stay there pending the case, because it's just silly that he's in jail. He's a famous person. He's got no risk of running anywhere. He's not a dangerous person at all. He should be out on bond.
So if it is that he gets his immigration status back, a conditional status, whatever it is, would it be sufficient then for him to be holed up somewhere else apart from in custody?
Absolutely. Once we get his immigration status, we'll petition the court for bond, and I'm confident that he would be released to his house on some sort of house arrest, and we'd even try to get him to go to the Grammys, but unfortunately it looks like we're going to miss that because it's so soon. So we're just hoping that people vote for him and that his fans stick by him.
What, David, you say in your statement that some evil people trying to take advantage of the artist's trusting and honest character have been complicit in setting him up. If you could tell us, what are the foundations that you, as the lead counsel, are looking to build Buju's defense on?
I can tell you a little about it. The reason I can't tell you a lot about it is because in our system here, we don't have to disclose our defense to the government. So we don't want to disclose too much because I know they're listening right now, so I'll say hello to them. But you know, one thing that is already made public is they paid people to try to set up Buju. They paid them. It's unbelievable that our system of justice is out there creating crime, paying people to create crime. It's not right, and you know, that's not how any system of justice should work.
Here's what baffles a lot of people in Jamaica. The authorities in the U.S. say they have video evidence containing, I suppose that would be damaging to Buju's defense. Have you seen those video recordings?
I was provided with videos yesterday, and we're going to review them. You know, I'm not too worried about the videos because I have strong explanations about what happened. Don't want to, again, I know the government's listening, so I don't want to say too much about it, but we're going to present our side in court. Of course, I'll say this. They didn't videotape every meeting, and they didn't record every meeting because they were embarrassed about what they did and how they used Buju. So, they only taped what they liked, and we want tapes of everything.
David,
based on what you've seen so far, Mr. Marcus, have you seen any indication that those tapes were tampered with?
It's hard to tell for anybody to know whether they've been tampered with. We're going to have them examined. I just was given them yesterday, so I don't want to comment on whether they've been tampered with or not. We need to take a close look at everything, and we're gonna leave no rock unturned. And that being said, it's very, very expensive to do all this, and I know his fans stick behind him. So if they can help, they should contact me, and please, we need all the help we can get.
David, what's your track record in terms of acting in this capacity, defending an individual facing this kind of these raft of charges?
I didn't take this case to lose it, guys. I took this case because I believe in Buju and I want to win. So that's why we have the case. I believe in Buju's innocence. I wouldn't have taken the case if I thought he was going to just go and cut a deal or rat on somebody. That's not what he's like. From the minute I met him, he's told me he's innocent. I believed him. I looked him in the eye, and that's what we plan on doing.
In terms of precedent, though, where the federal authorities bring these kind of charges against an individual, from what we've been able to find here, there's not much precedent for persons really getting off the charges. But you still remain confident that the facts that you have at your disposal and with the offense that is said to be mounted by the other side, that you will be able to secure the artist's release, you believe?
Well, you're right. I mean, the federal government wins over 90% of their cases. That said, we plan on fighting it because we're going to be in that small percentage that wins, because we actually have an innocent person here. And I don't take cases where it's just going to be a loser. I just don't do that. I don't like to lose. I like to win, as everybody does, and this case is a winner.
You were in court yesterday with Buju Banton. What did Buju say, and what did the judge say at that hearing?
Well, they just asked him a couple of questions about how he pled to the charges, and of course we pleaded not guilty. I spoke to him for a little bit to make sure he was doing okay, and because he had been in Miami with me for a couple of weeks, and we had been able to meet every day. So I flew to Tampa yesterday, where he's being held. It's a city a couple of hours away from Miami on the west coast of Florida. And we were able to meet for a little bit. And, our spirits are high. Again, I keep repeating this because it's so important. Buju's spirits are high. We want to win.
David, Buju's Rastafarian faith, of course, dictates that he has special dietary needs. Do you have any idea if those are being met in prison?
The food is horrible in the prison here in the United States, and we're working to get him his diet that he needs. It has not been easy.
Have they been providing him with the meals that he needs?
He has been getting a little, but not enough, and we're working on that. He's a thin man as it is.
Has he lost weight?
I'm sorry?
Has he lost weight?
He's lost a little bit of weight, but he's okay, and he should be getting the diet now, so he'll be okay.
So, David, a quick question again. In terms of the holding situation, do you know how many cellmates, if any, Buju has?
He's on a wing. It's not a high security wing. It's a lower security wing. So there's a number of inmates in that wing. I don't know the exact number, but there are a number of people there. It's like a college dormitory.
Also, conceivably, he wouldn't be alone.
He is not alone. He is not alone. He's with a number of other people.
All right. David Oscar Marcus, we are out of time, but we thank you so much for joining us this morning, giving us an update on Buju Banton's condition and certainly the case against him, saying that the actual case will be tried in March of this year, and it's conceivable that Buju will remain in custody until then, missing, of course, the Grammy Awards, and of course, he's nominated his album, Rasta Got Soul. Hopefully, I suppose he's keeping his fingers crossed that he wins that award on January 31 this year, the Oscar.
Thank you very, very much, David.
Grammy.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Keep praying for him.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much.